Alice Alvey, good to have you here with us, adding in. Thanks for jumping in on that previous point. One of the things, I want to get your update, Alice, but one of the things I want to talk about, because I think it relates to this, are we seeing, if in fact the constitutionality of CFPB gets challenged and in the U.S. Supreme Court, what I'm trying to get our listeners to think about, is it possible that we're seeing some tectonic shifts in the marketplace? If it takes you by surprise, it's not good. If you have been thinking about it, if you're anticipating about it, if nothing happens, did you hurt yourself by contemplating things? Maybe caught some other ideas of what could change. I think we are dealing with change, and I think it doesn't hurt for us to have these comments about this discussion about it. So anyway, I'd love to get your thoughts. Any updates on the CFPB rolling through the Supreme Court? Any updates, Alice, have you heard?
They have not given us a final decision yet. I think I'd have to look at my notes, but I think we're still a few months away from that.
We're still a few months away, yeah. I thought it was that, too, is coming up in October, or they'll make a decision, but it won't be released until next year even. Is that correct, Alice?
I don't have those notes in front of me, Dave. I don't want to shoot from the hip on when it would be released, but I do recall October as well came to my mind on that.
It's when they'll make the decision. That's when the case would be. Yeah, it'll be ruled, and then they do their writing, and then they publish it in, I think it's January is what I anticipate. I mean, what I recall from your saying. My auditory retention is better than my written, so reading. So anyway, good, thanks. Let's get into your report, Alice. What you got for us?
Sure, and then just to back up 1 second. So with Mark's comments, I fully agree. The realtor community is extremely valuable, and I just think that we have to try and make sure that what the solution, just for clarity, is through lawsuits. I shouldn't say the solution. The issue is through lawsuits. This isn't a CFPB action that would be impacting NAR, just to make sure. There are 3 lawsuits that are pending that each one would have a potential different impact if the National Association of Realtors were to lose at either one of those. So that's my quick follow-up on that one. I just have a couple follow-up items. The credit score changes that I talked about back on June 5th. So this is Fannie and Freddie being required to implement the Vantage score. They've had a couple meetings on this now. The industry feedback was collected in June. They still have to review and pull all of that together. And as an industry, we're still waiting to get the specifications for data delivery, and the timeline shows that should be somewhere in about September. But if you think about this, one of the things that was interesting that I wanted to share with our listeners is that during this testing phase, when this does get up and running, it will be a running in parallel testing phase with the Vantage score and the FICO 10T, leaving the classic FICO behind. And in that would be that the agency still have to prove this will be a benefit to the borrower. You can go to the Vantage score website and learn all about how the scoring is a little bit different and should be pulling in more consumers to be eligible for financing. But this still has to get proven out within the AUS models in real life, in a live environment. So that'll be a phase that we have to go through throughout 2024. So as people were thinking about how soon will this come into play, this has got a lot of analysis and a long pilot period before this comes to fruition. Just wanted to clarify that for when that might be coming down, and it's way off into the future. Another bill that I talked about was the HR 4198. This is the credit score trigger bill that we really want to make sure all of our senators and representatives have eyes on this. So far, we've only seen 2 additional sponsors. So please use Mortgage Action Alliance or go there yourself and let your congresspeople know we really are in favor of 4198 to make sure that trigger leads are not overly used, stopping lenders from soliciting our clients, for those of us who are servicers, and are really trying to get a handle on that. And the MBA is behind that as well, so it's HR 4198. And that's my report for today, Dave.
Yeah, and I want to double down on what you're saying, Alice. That's why it's so important that we do use the Mortgage Action Alliance app. Download it on your smartphone. Have your voice heard, because that is that's a good one we need to get behind. MBA, thank you again for all that you're doing on our behalf. Alice, thank you for your good report. Alice, it was so much fun doing that podcast with Bill. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then especially knowing that he had that room full of interns there as he did it in front of them. I thought that was really a nice touch, which talks to Bill's commitment to continue to draw new talent into our new blood into our industry and bring in the next generation. So kudos to Bill in that. I'm really excited about sharing and publishing that interview. Thanks for participating. It was a lot of fun. Really good.
You're welcome. During the whole summer time that the interns are with us, every week there's a group of interns that shadow Bill for a day. And so they love that experience to see the day in the life of a CEO. Yeah,
it was just so impressive that he did that in front of them when they were sitting around the conference table. It's really nice, really wonderful. Appreciate Union Home, appreciate you, appreciate them allowing you to continue to come on the podcast because I know how busy you are. It's an investment in us. And so thank you, Bill, Al, and team, executive team there at Union Home for having Alice be here. And Alice, thanks for all that you do to prepare, bring us great information.